Okay, this question is, the first question is regarding erection and strength and stiffness. Um, I've noticed that the strength and stiffness of my erections has decreased. Is there anything you suggest I should do to improve the strength and stiffness of my erections? So, there's a bunch of different stuff. So, we can do Kegel exercises. Kegel exercises are very, very good for strengthening the whole pelvic floor region and keeping all that blood in the penile shaft when it's erect. So a regular Kegel exercise routine will work. Focus on a longer hold. If you might start out a Kegel exercise routine with like rapid squeezes just to start the whole thing, transition then into longer squeezes, so like 2, 3 second, 5 second holds, and try doing like sets of 10, sets of 20 reps of that every day or every other day, depending upon how tired you feel. If you do them, and if you do them 2 days in a row, and then you notice on the third day you don't really have morning wood or whatever, or it's struggling to sort of get hard, take the day off and relax. You need to pay attention to your body and pace those things out, so you're not just overworking the muscles down there, right? So Kegel exercise routine, very, very easy thing to do. There's a second question here, actually, and I'll add this in because it all kind of ties together. My second question is regarding staying hard while having sex. These past 3 months, me and my girlfriend have been having sex regularly. The sex has been good. However, I tend to lose my erection during sex. I've employed your selfish pervert mindset a couple of times and have gotten some positive results. However, I was wondering if there's anything you would suggest I do to fix this so that I can keep my erection the entire time I'm having sex. So, any suggestions greatly appreciated. Cool. So, horse chestnut extract. If you're losing your erection during sex, there's a couple. I would suspect from what you're telling me here that it's more of a mental thing because you mentioned that the selfish pervert mindset I prescribe actually helped you and you saw positive results from it. So that tells me that it's more of a mental thing. You need to get the fuck out of your head. But in terms of other things you can throw in there to help, so we talked about Kegel exercises. Horse chestnut extract. If you're losing your boner, it means the blood isn't staying in there, which means you have basically the equivalent of varicose veins in your dick, effectively, which is when blood flow is not really trapped. There's these sort of valves in your blood vessels that allow like blood to either stop or flow or whatever, and it sort of traps the blood in your penis. Horse chestnut extract can help repair those valves, which can help to trap all the blood in there and restore that function. So, supplementing with horse chestnut extract, good idea. Supplementing with anything that helps with nitric oxide production and blood flow. So, things like pomegranate extract. I'm a big fan of pomegranate extract. Also helps clear out your arteries. L-arginine and L-citrulline combined together work extremely well. If you don't want to supplement them, just eat a bunch of watermelon. That's another way of getting it instead of just supplementing with it. So that's a good place to start. Cardiovascular health. So I think 2 different cardiovascular exercises you can implement. Sprints. That you can do that either sprinting up and down, like the length of a basketball court, like 20 max effort sprints a couple of times a week. Does great work for your cardiovascular system. Another thing you can do, you can do that on a Aerodyne bike. Those just wreck you. But sprints, not 30-second sprint, minute break, 30-second sprint, minute break, something like that, right? Another exercise you can do is steady state cardio, aiming for zone 2 cardio. So you can go on Google, find out how to measure my zone 2 cardio. It's to do with your age and your heart rate, obviously. And you want to get your heartbeats per minute to the zone 2 range. So hop on a treadmill, figure out, I personally like to set it to a certain incline at a certain speed. So it's just enough you'll feel it. It's just enough to like get you sweating and get your heart at that zone 2 range, and try to stick to that for like 45 minutes. That is actually a really, really good way of improving your overall cardiovascular health without putting a whole bunch of stress and inflammation on your body. It's actually a very, very sustainable way of improving your cardiovascular health. So those will all help regarding strength and stiffness of erections, and a few of them will actually help with this problem of you losing your erection during sex. But I would suspect a big part of your problem, if you're losing your erection during sex with your girlfriend, it's probably a mental thing, bro. So maybe you need to work on your sex drive as well. A fire supplement does exactly that, but the way it works is it reduces the amount of prolactin in your brain. Okay, Prolactin is that chemical hormone in your brain that is responsible for the male refractory period, and it plays a massive, massive role in your sex drive. Now, obviously, testosterone, and in particular free testosterone, also plays a massive role in your sex drive, okay? So these are other things you need to be looking at, testing, seeing where they're at. So I suspect it's a combination of low sex drive biologically and you getting in your head too much. Because if you're losing your erection during sex, you're probably thinking too much. You need to get out of your head and live and be in the moment and enjoy it. And stop performing, stop stressing about the day, stop stressing about relationships, stop stressing about your performance. Just be present in the moment. I know that's not an easy fix, but that is the problem by the sounds of things. Just from everything you've told me here, that sounds like what's going on. So try all these other, obviously try all the other exercise and supplemental protocols as well, and see which ones help. They might all help. They might not, but they might not have the massive, massive effect that you're hoping for if it's purely a mental problem. Like if you're a fit, healthy guy, then it's a mental thing. So hopefully that gives you a bunch of different things to attack.